Hello everyone, and welcome back. It's that time of year. Time to get ready for duck camp. I have most of the stuff pulled out of that front garage, and now I've got all the empty propane tanks in the freezer here. A couple hours we'll come out and fill all these and we'll be ready. What started out as getting ready for duck hunting and getting everything on that trailer, and I did a bunch of other stuff. Then it was like, I gotta put this trailer in the garage this week because I don't leave for 4 days, and there's chances of rain this week. And then one of the projects I had to get done here before winter hits is getting this garage cleaned out, which this isn't going to be totally cleaned out, but it's a lot better. I was going to have it so that if we get a bad snowstorm, I can get Melissa's truck in here. I still have to fix the 2 snow blowers before winter also. One of them is just tires that need work on, and this one is a belt. But I'm getting this swept out so I can move her kiln over here so I can get that trailer in. The kiln will go into her part of the workshop, but right now, since I'm doing work out there, better to leave it out here for a little while longer before but I want to get it back out there also though before the snow falls. It'll be way harder to get back there. But right now I just have to move it to right there. Well, it's a couple days later. It's been busy. Yesterday and today were busy with work, and in the evenings I did get like my shells ready, pulled out the guns, make sure I know where they look good. I've got my, we'll take a look at those later. Anyway, I made sure they were good, headlamps charging up, camera batteries charging up. And then I had to go through a few things, like it looks like it might be kind of rainy up there Saturday, so I got my rain jacket and just some different stuff, you know, ready, and my shell bag is there and everything. All the little stuff that it seems like it wouldn't take that much time, but sometimes that takes the longest time to make sure you've got everything and, you know, is everything charged up. And so I've been doing that inside, but now this afternoon, just got home. And I thought I want to look at the lanterns and see what I've got for cracked mantles, because usually I do three of the gas lanterns. I've got the two that sit right over the outside kitchen, and then I've got the one, I actually have 4 gas lanterns. The 2 that are by the kitchen, one that sits out on the tree on the other side of the fire kind of, and then the little one that's down the trail going towards my brother Chris and Teresa and Johan's camp across the street. And then the other ones that are inside are all battery, and I've already got those in here. But I need to check the globes on those. Some of them were cracked, and I have to make sure that I have 3 good of the big ones. And I already know the small one is good. I saw that. And then we need to check the cook box, because I think that's where all my mantles and stuff are. I tried my hardest to get these things to fill using my filler thing. I put it on a 30-pound tank and a 20-pound tank. I can't get them to fill. So today I went and bought a dozen, just a whole case of these, but that sucks because that's like $68. And last year I filled these up for pennies. I don't know if the actual filler thing, if something's wrong with it, if it's my tanks. I never see in a video where people are using a 30-pound tank for it, always a 20. And maybe my 20 isn't full enough. I don't know, but I got frustrated and I stopped and bought some. I still had some from last year that will work, that have fuel in them. But all these are completely empty, and I had them in the freezer and everything first, so, but I didn't think I had time to really play around. This one still has some in it. This one does. These are totally empty. So I have 9 over there that are totally empty. I'm going to use up these ones here. I think these don't have much in them, but a good day to burn those out is like Thursday night, because we're not really doing anything but grouse hunting on Friday. It's not the big Saturday morning going out to in the canoe to the duck line, because that morning, like Friday night, if I run the cylinders all night, shut them down, and then in the morning you wake up and you start them up, there's still fuel in them, and then you have to switch them out then in the afternoon for, that night for the next evening. So I like to start with a full one. All of these will work. So I'll leave those at home. And I'll take these up with me, along with all the other ones, and I'll have plenty of propane. Sure that all the parts are in here. I had taken this out, brought it up when we went ice fishing, but we never did use it, but still. Yeah, all my parts are there. I can't get this lamp oil to not leak out the top, so luckily I have this one here. It looks like I did the same thing last year and filled it. This is what I run the little kerosene type lamp on every year. These are my little battery lamps. Put 2 of those in the tent. Sometimes 3, and then if I don't have a vestibule on that tent, but I'm bringing up that canopy, so I might put that in front of the tent, and then I would put another one of those underneath it. This is the little gas lantern, the one mantle one. I don't know what's in this one. This one, the mantle is broke, but if I remember right, this one burned way brighter than this other one. I should switch out the mantles and see. I'm just going to leave things how they are right now. But I do have an extra one of those. I can switch the mantle. Oh good, waterproof seal. I just bought these new Skechers last week. Lighter fluid, but not very much. I think I'll switch this out with, where was another one? I had a pretty full one somewhere. There's the lantern. There's a leave from duck camp right there. Looks in good shape. This is going to be the backup to that one once it burns out or something happens. All right. AAA, AA batteries, C batteries, D, more D, more shotgun cleaner. All right, let's look at the lanterns. Now this is what my box looks like on the inside, and this one here has no globe. This one, a couple of these have like a cracked globe, but it still works. That one looks like it's in pretty good shape. That one looks like it's in good shape. So I really only need one more in good shape. That one looks good. This one over here. That looks good. And this one over here. See, that one has the cracked globe, but it still works. But I think what I'm going to do, I have a brand new one I've never opened before. I think I'm going to pull this one out. That one is still in the styrofoam and everything, so I'm sure that one's fine. I'll put this one in there as the extra. Can go on a shelf until I find a globe for it eventually, or need parts. Here I've got my little mess kit in case I want to cook something up when I'm in the canoe on the duck line. And my little Sterno stove. When we were kids, we always used these Sterno stoves. We would take them with us. Sterno fuel right there. We would take them with us when we would go grouse hunting or whatever. And then we would just set them up and we'd bring some little pieces of stew meat or whatever, or a hot dog, and just set them on the little grate or whatever and cook it up and have a little snack out there. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Huh. Didn't even know I had a big old spatula in here. Maybe I'll remember if I don't look in the cook box to see what I got. Alright, we've got the radio. I took the one from the house instead of the one that was in here because that one didn't have an antenna. I've got my fan right there. I've got this fan right here. How did this one work? Oh, the battery thing isn't. It works. Another thing I'm doing this year is I have the battery power unit, the EcoFlow Delta 2 Max, and I have this EcoFlow Wave 2 right here, which is air conditioner and heater. So instead of bringing up my little buddy heater, which I would bring up sometimes if it was just a little bit cold in there, instead of starting the wood stove, I'm going to bring this up there because this is going to be way cool when Chris and Teresa are up there, just mainly so I can give Teresa crap that I have an air conditioner. Because it's going to be kind of warm during some of the days. I doubt that it'll get used, you know, we're not into that much, but anyway, I'm bringing it up there also to charge batteries, the batteries and the headlamps and everything like that. So yeah, I'm going to bring these two up there, and then I got to make sure that I bring my, there's a pipe here, a thing that goes on here that for if you're going to use the air conditioner, you want to blow that hot air out, and I would just put it right into like the wood stove. It could go right, you know, up the stack. It wouldn't be a big deal. So anyway, definitely going to bring that up. Okay, I think that's the small one. Yep. We ran this, I did a video on northern seclusion that is just got put up where Melissa and I camped in the backyard here in the back pasture, and I had that heater on this thing and had it set on 68 degrees, and it stayed 67 degrees in here. It was 43 degrees outside, and I didn't realize that the generator can run this, or like right now it's running on battery. I didn't have the generator, I didn't have this plugged in. I thought I did, but I didn't anyway, and it ran that heater all night long, and it still had, it has 4 dots on the battery. It still had 2 dots left. So I'm also bringing up the solar panel so that I can charge this during the day if I need to or want to, or I can just plug it into the big battery unit and it'll charge it. I gotta drain that pan on there. There's some water in it. There we go. I'm set up. I have a whole video of this on Northern Seclusion showing how it worked. A little bit of a learning curve, but it ended up working pretty good. This is the coat that I wear. I have my waders on, and then I have this on when I go to out in the canoe. It's waterproof. It's a rain jacket, but it's not as waterproof as it probably was 15 years ago. And it's supposed to be rainy Saturday, so I'm gonna add a little bit to this. Next up, we have to go through the cook box. This thing here is probably just about 30 years old now. It just keeps on kicking. Doesn't give me any trouble. Built that a long time ago. But Melissa's going to be calling me on her ride home here in a couple of minutes, so I think I'll wait and go through this after. Got tons of mantles, which is good. More mantles, more mantles. Those things are expensive now. Got my can cooler, vegetable oil, dish soap. Pepper still sounds good. Salt's getting a little. You coughing, Joni? Sugar, seasoning, empty. Alright, we'll go through this in a little while. Ooh, we got some Johnnies. A couple hours later, Melissa's home from work now. We went out on a buggy ride and ran the dogs and everything. Looks like I have enough foil. Got my mitt for the fire. Vegetable pan. What do I got for fish blades? Gonna need more Ziplocs, but I do have some. Here's a few more. I do have a whole bag of them. Where did I put that bag? I should slip those in here. I got a lot of foil. Got my tongs. Oh yeah, garbage bags. I think I need a few more garbage bags. Probably 2. There's another leave from duck camp. Maple. Trying to see if I have a can opener. One of my, what are they, P38s or whatever. There's one. I got one right here too. I usually keep it in my wallet, but it's in the front seat of my truck in the cup holder, so I'll just leave it there. Usually I have two of these wrapped up here, and there's only one. I can't remember if in Sarah's cot, because remember hers folds out into like a tent cot. I think that hers, because I give her one and I take one, and I think it had to have gotten folded up inside of there. Otherwise, I mean, I come home from duck hunting, this stuff goes into the same place, I pick it up. Another thing, I do have 2 or 3, maybe 4 more bags of decoys in the back of the workshop, but I think Zachary took the decoys after hunting last year because he was going to maybe do some duck hunting. I guess I better message him to see, because I'm going to want a half dozen decoys to put out and see. I got to go outside. It's not going to work inside of the metal garage. So we have the camp kitchen, Sarah's cot, tent, 2 of these white tables, spare tire for the trailer, my metal chair. I've got 3 other camp chairs in case people come over there. Seat thingy for Sarah to sit on in the canoe. I've got mine is inside. Both pairs of waders, 2 pillows. They're mine. I even brought this piece of carpet to put right in front of my cot. I think I brought this last year also. Oh, I know. You know something else? Melissa bought me for my birthday a heated sleeping bag. It's got a battery pack, and it's heated. And I remember I looked at it, opened it, and it's like, well, I don't want any of the inside cats clawing it or anything, so I put it somewhere. And I was laying in bed this morning trying to think of where I put it. I had to have hung it up somewhere or something. I need to find that. I think that'll be cool. We've got a couple other sleeping bags in here because Sarah will need one, and I've got 2 of them here, but I usually one would have 3. But with the heated thing, the heater in there, I probably wouldn't need it. I'm trying to see if Sarah's has that. I think it is. I think I can feel it in there. I just can't see any blue yet. I don't want to open this whole thing up either. Here's one life jacket. I've got another one in my truck. I know I put the paddles on here. I always bring 1 extra paddle, so I have 3 of them. I need to look and see. I can't remember if this tent had more than 1 bag. Wouldn't it suck to get up there and I don't have the bag with the stakes and stuff in it? And the worst part is I have the old tent is in that same thing and with several bags, so let's see what's this here. We've got the tent, there's poles, Yeah, here's another bag. Oh yeah, this is what I was wondering. Remember I had these cool things last year that I bought? They go on that center, on the center pole, and then I can hang a lantern or clothes to dry or whatever. That's what I wanted to make sure I had in here, and I do. Let's see, now there's two of the bigger poles. Oh yeah, there's the little ones. I think everything's in this bag. I sure hope so. I'll be making a lean-to out of a tarp otherwise. I was just looking at this canopy and it's got this here, and I'm wondering, I bet I bought 3 canopies, Melissa and I did, when we had the party here. Had them all 3 set up with different stuff underneath. We cooked crawfish underneath one, we had the alligator on the grill on the other one, and then the food tables under the other one. And I think, but we didn't, it was hot out, so we didn't have to have any of the side things. I think that this canopy has those sides that go down, so if it's really rainy and crappy, I can have this up and close off the rest. That's going to make it really nice. Yeah, this is a 10 by 10. I think I have 2 10 by 10s and 1 12 by 12. And kind of wish I had the 12 by 12, but remember that camp spot is tight. So anything will be better than nothing. So I think it's going to be perfect. I don't want to bring up more than one. A lot of people, it's like, oh, when you go camping, that's not true camping. You know, you should just, you know, be underneath a tarp or something. You guys have watched us long enough, and that's definitely not the way I camp. It's fun to get everything set up, get really, really nice and comfortable. You've got everything that you need there, and that is the whole thing. It's not about shooting ducks. So that's the fun part, shooting at them. But it's just the whole camping experience. My dad's up there, you know, Sarah's up there, Zach, my brother Chris, Teresa, Johan. Now Johan's son is coming up there. And, you know, we just all get together and, you know, duck camp is duck camp. You be yourself. The kids learn early not to be stupid, and you're just accepted in there, and it's a fun time. If you want to just go there, and one year I was up there, and we drove up there, and my dad, at that time he had I think that was a Chevy. He had a Dodge van for a while, and then he had a Chevy van for a while, and then he had a Ford 4-wheel drive van that he brought in and had it completely, whatever it's called, where the inside is carpet. But anyway, when he had the Chevy van, you know, we didn't have any seatbelts back then, so there was just a bench seat that he made right behind the 2 seats in the front with cushions on it, and then it was wrapped in my mind, it seems like it was wrapped in something that was the color of burlap. And we were all up there. I'm sure it was my dad, my grandpa, my brother Chris, and myself for sure. My brother John might have even been up that year. I don't know. Back then, sometimes my uncle would come up there. A couple of uncles. You just never knew who would be coming up. Anyway, they had a tent set up and probably a couple of tents. Anyway, I took that bench. We took that out of the van because it just sat back there. Set it up a little ways from the fire. I put my sleeping bag on it. Put a piece of plastic over me, and that's where I slept. I remember waking up in the morning and there was frost on top of my stocking cap. So, you know, it's whatever you want to do up there, and it's fun. And I really enjoy having camp just set up. It takes me a long time to set it up. It takes me a long time to take it down. My brother Chris and I both complain about that every year. You know, Chris will be complaining about having to set, because I mean, they have a really nice setup with that double. You know, theirs is like a 12 by 12, 2 together with 2 vestibles on it, and you know, that setup is really nice. And we complain about putting it up and complain about taking it down, but we only have to do it once a year, and it's just always such a great time. Nothing worse than being up there and it's rainy, crappy, or years ago it would snow sometimes during duck hunting, and you just have a real minuscule camp. You still get by, but you're miserable the whole time. It's nice to be able to come in somewhere, fire up that wood stove, dry out your clothes, or just get in out of the rain. Yeah, because we went up there some years where it just rained the whole time, and it was just miserable. We still had fun, but you know, except for when you're duck hunting, it's still fairly miserable. So I like to set up camp nice, and I have a tarp in there. I'm going to tarp the whole tent, like I said, because I didn't do the seams. So yeah, I'm excited. Duck hunting is my favorite. I like going deer hunting too, but if I had to give up, if there's only one that I could do, duck hunting would be for sure would be the one that I would choose. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. I need to end this one now because tomorrow is when I will get everything strapped on and a bunch of the stuff put in the truck and put in plastic bags, and everything will look nice and organized. But if I don't end this one now, I'm not going to get it up until after I get back from duck camp. So yeah, a lot of stuff to get ready here. I still have to find that sleeping bag. I went and got my boots. Not that I ever wear these because I always have my waders on when I'm in the boat, and then I pop my tennis shoes on when I get back. But if we were to get a ton of rain and everything was really yucky, I always like to have these thrown in. I will see you guys on the next video.